Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Read-A-Lee's video blog. I'm Airy Sky. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome, welcome. So, my name's Airy Sky, also known as Fleet Admiral Krabby McCoffee. Excuse me for 1 second. Let me take my shirt off. My sweatshirt's kind of overheating here. I want to welcome you to the channel. If you're new, well, thanks. If you're a comer backer, thanks. Today we got a great episode for you. People have been complaining to me on my channels. I gotta fix the email problem. It keeps asking me for a password for something. It's like someone tried to take my password out or something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So I wanted to say for the record, my adopted brother, he keeps complaining. How come you're not making YouTube videos? Because this is not the time to make YouTube videos, but the current time is to make videos. Because apparently, as I was going to say, we are now, quote unquote, having some problems. You see, we have Venezuela. Last week, we basically saw, and people have been emailing me recently asking about Venezuela. And last video I made was almost 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago. Can you believe that? It's been 2 months. 2 months, people. So, first of all, a little update for you all before we get into prepping. First line of business this morning is, I'm just checking the communities. Yeah, because some people complain we haven't made any, yeah. So, anyways. So, one of the moderators, Pee-wee message, BW Dublango says, Democrats are demanding $40 billion for insurance. They're using SNAP as leverage. 5 votes to fund SNAP makes 0 cents. Democrats, It's bad technical. Democrats use SNAP to starve this section. Yeah, well, this was posted 2 months ago. So, see, this is how long it's been. So, technically, who cares, right? So, welcome, everyone. Thanks for the comment, by the way. So, if you see right here, let me move my camera. There we go. You can see the little guy. Isn't this great? There he is. See, look at him. Everyone says, hey, where's Mop? So, here's Moppy. Hi, bud. We're fine and dandy, people. So, welcome to the channel. Today's studio is in the living room, so I just had some lunch. I was watching some videos, and before you ask, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. So, prepping. Where do we stand right now? Okay, I've told you time and time again. People said, "Oh, look at the weirdo. They don't know. They don't. They can't claim they realize things. They're an idiot. They're a moron." Well, let's see. In 12 months, we haven't even completed 12 months. In 9 days, it'll be 1 year. A lot of people are counting 3 more years for this administration to go away. And then, in my opinion, it goes like this. All right? Hi, what's up? Huh? Yeah? Look at him. Isn't he cute, guys? So, today we're going to be talking about, he smells Chloe's food. Chloe's visiting me. Yeah. So, we're going to talk about what's going on in the world, all right? So, 1, prepping. What are we looking at? Last night, I ran through AI. By the way, AI sucks. Just saying, if people say AI is going to take over jobs and stuff, it sucks. You got to have parental. My stepbrother, he's trying to use AI to win a case that he's going through courts. We're not going to spell that for a while. But anyways, he's like, oh, you got to do that perimeterally. If you have an AI skill, just watch the video today. If you utilize AI like I utilize it, Chloe's like, AI sucks. Well, Chloe's sitting here watching this video with me, right, Chloe? Got me a 32-inch TV. It's a 720p. Thanks, Chloe. For my Christmas present, sitting on the kitchen table, I can actually sit there and eat. The reason for it is we're moving into an era where I'd like to eat my food and watch TV. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the key problems we have. Prepping, you see. Christmas is done. People are sitting there. They're just standing around. They're like, oh, life is good. We don't have to worry. Life is good. You do got to worry. You see, we took Venezuela recently. And a lot of people are happy. A lot of people are sad. It's 50-50. The United States is sitting there rattling the saber, saying, well, I'm going to do this, right? Now, I'm not against the president. Chloe, she realizes I'm not against the president, all right? I'm not. So, what happened? Well, we took Venezuela. Now we're trying to be in the oil business. But, get this. So, today I get a call from a friend of mine saying they want to take Iran. It's another high area. They want to take Iran, and they want to take certain areas of the country that protect and block out for the Gulf of Hormuz. Wow, isn't that amazing? We just took Venezuela. Now we're talking about going and taking Mexico, which they have the biggest natural gas reserves, and they have oil, and Colombia, and Cuba, and other countries. So it's like, are we looking at problems? And now my stepbrother, he'd be like, oh, well, yeah, that's great, really. So you want to sit there and basically be the, basically what the United States is trying to say is, and Chloe understands this, Chloe ain't stupid, that they sit there and they do deep immigration deportation. So the intel I'm getting is they want to have all these lands so they can deport these people to these countries. Because apparently, God forbid, they don't like brown-skinned people, apparently. But, yeah, oh well, right? That's the intel I got. Hypothetically, it's just take it for a grain of salt, okay? But, while we're on the subject of what's going to happen in the future, which negative people realize, because it's impossible. Yeah, I get it, Grumpy. That the American people need to realize, right now, you got to prep. That's it. If we can, if we can take Venezuela, hold on a sec. If we can take Venezuela like crazy, then we could take Iran, which they're talking about this morning. They're like, oh, Iran, we need the Straits of Hormuz, and because Iran's attacking people, so what happened to we not being the police of the world? What happens in the next year? If you read Revelation, I had the artificial intelligence break it down this morning with AI. Yes, water. This water would be cheap, but Chloe and I made the joke we had to pay the tariffs to Italy. Well, we paid the tariffs so Italy can import it to make a living. A lot of people will be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be supporting Italy. Italy's got some great water, people. Yeah, San Pellegrino is pretty good. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. When we're talking prepping, we're talking prepping. We have to talk prepping because there's several things coming down the pipe. Chloe and I watched a video today where two videos, they were talking about supply chain issues. My stepbrother's like, oh, well, what happens if this happens? Well, let's just talk about this. All right, I want to basically be flat out right, okay? Unless the United States gets a deal with Denmark, which is highly unlikely, they want to control. They don't want to make a deal with cash because we can't afford it. I mean, land today is more money than, I mean, it could cost us $50 trillion or more for Denmark. So, to Denmark or more. Thing is Greenland is its own autonomous thing. We can't just go and invade, right? Well, a lot of people are like, oh, we're going to invade. Well, here's the problem with invading, all right? I ran through the numbers last night, okay, through my intelligent network, and it goes like this. I have people that are breaking, oh, excuse me, by the way, people breaking down the numbers, all right? Now, I didn't share this with Chloe because Chloe would be, oh, what do I do? All right. The problem is, yeah, I'm making fun of Chloe too, by the way. I can't today, Sunday. The point is, the American people need to realize that we are literally suffering, and we are suffering pretty bad. And that suffering is bad because, hi, Poppy, is because of people are panicked. I mean, we took Venezuela. What's next? I mean, we took in '89. We took what was his Ortega, I believe it was, in Panama, and we got rid of him. And now they're talking, oh, well, we need to own the Panama Canal. We got to take the Panama Canal back. We need the shipping lanes. Really? 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 We need to take it back? I mean, literally, because frankly, the Panama Canal is the way they go for most ships going from Asia to Europe. Because unless you just want to dig a giant canal across the United States, it takes several years, and call it the United States Canal for shipping and charge them billions of dollars. Don't give Donald Trump any ideas, by the way. I do support the president, but I don't think we need a canal that goes all the way across our country, big enough and I mean, it'd be a series of locks, and it would literally suck, I would think, taking away from our land to build it. But it wouldn't be too bad, I would think. Maybe. Except, yeah. So, anyway, back to the story, okay? Now, so the United States literally has some problems. And those problems are pretty bad. The problems are the American people need to realize that people are like, oh, well, we got Venezuela, we got their fuel. Really? Is that all you think about is the low price of gas? I mean, it's going to take a lot of money to refine it. And to me, you think, oh, magically it's just going to happen. I, on the other hand, I want to cuddle with him. See? Hi. And people that been YouTube subscribers for years always ask about this little nugget. Hi. So, basically, are we literally having some problems? Yes. What's next on the list? Iran. So, he's talking going to take out Iran. That could blow up in the face. A lot of people are saying it's all about oil. He wants to control the oil. If he can take all the oil countries, he can sit there, I'm going to take over the world. The thing is oil is not the key. You see, the more oil that we take over currently, the more we're going to repress people. And the reason for it is by 2060, remember my previous videos a long time ago, I said that if we decide to do anything, they're basically thinking that this ain't like the game Fallout or the TV show Fallout, because it's simple as the simple does. You see, the thing is, we don't have nuclear-powered cars. Even if we did, it'd be more money and everyone would be getting a decent, honest wage. And that ain't happening because if you play the Fallout games and you go around like Slocum Joe's, a donut and a cup of coffee is almost $300. Yeah, can you believe that? $300 for a cup of coffee and a donut. Tells you the economy must have sucked back then. And a lot of people didn't want to transport over to gasoline, so they had gas and nuclear powered. Now, I have negative clue how the nuclear powered work or where the cores went in the Fallout games. They're going to have to build a thing on it. But the point is we're at the brink of major problems in this country. One, the stock market. They're like, oh, the stock market's great. We're all getting rich. Really? You see, a lot of people think it's okay to fire people so they can control the Federal Reserve and the thing to lower the interest rate to zero. When you lower it to zero, people borrow more, and all of a sudden the stock market crashes. When that happens, do you have enough food? That's the first priority. The second priority is that if they don't, the Supreme Court keeps the Supreme Court keeps the independent agency of the Treasury Department, and they don't allow him to change the interest rates hypothetically. I've seen some stuff. I haven't looked into it all, mind you. Only hear a lot of crap from other people. I don't pay attention. I'm a prepper. That you turn around, and the next thing on the list is, again, you're gonna love this, is Iran. All right, so if he goes to war to Iran, that's gonna piss off Russia. And by the way, I think it's between February 5th and February 20th is the day when the New START Treaty dissolves, which means we can build many nukes. Is that what we're going to get into, building nuclear missiles and bombs for the country because that's all we can do now? Secondly, because we took Venezuela, this opens the door for the computer chip manufacturer to be taken over. I think it's like TCM or something in Taiwan. So the Taiwan chip manufacturing company, anyways, they could turn around and lose their country by China. And China controls the entire world's chips. And then there is a war because China controls, if China took Taiwan, Taiwan controls about 80% apparently of the chips in the world, 80 to 90. And then you got my brother, adopted brother, says, oh, well, that's cool because we got Intel. How many people want Intel? A lot of gamers use AMD. AMD is getting more and more cheaper, where Intel, they're trying to push deals so we can manufacture more Intel chips to computers so we can buy computers with Intel. I mean, I've seen Intel computer chips, laptops being sold between $200 and $300. Cheaper ones are like $150, but you get the point. It's all Intel. And the government's got their hand in Intel. A lot of people are like, we're not going to go there. We're going to go and buy AMD. And a lot of them have. I mean, AMD is getting to be pretty good. And then when you do find an Intel chip, the Intel chips are more money for gaming systems or work computers or whatnot. So the point is, even Chloe likes AMD. I think I got her changed to AMD. Her i5's running a little sluggish lately. I got to clean it, but point is, our laptops are all AMDs. Our desktops are all AMDs. Yeah, I find AMD to do the job, except the all-in-one. That's kind of getting a little slow, but I've done everything I can. So, not to talk about computers. But, as a prepper, you got to ask yourself what's going on. Simple. AMD gets controlled by China. That's it. It's the end of the computer age for 80 or 90%. They'll be shipping computer chips out, making deals with the rest of the world. But the United States may just be told to F off because, well, you want to sit there and say, I'm going to take over and take the oil. Go for it. Oil is basically a commodity that runs engines and stuff. But they could turn around and literally sit there and say, well, we could turn around and literally control the controls of the computers. And if we don't give you 90%, America could sit there and be paying 4 times, 5 times, 10 times. My adopted brother Ted wouldn't mind if he had to pay $10,000 for a computer chip because, well, it's Intel. Intel's the best. It's American made. Yeah, And Chloe's looking at me funny going, American made. Now, let's continue. Now, I ran a scenario through AI last night. All right. Now, the East Coast and the West Coast are pretty dangerous areas if Russia or China wanted to attack. If we took Greenland, that is something that you guys need to prep for. If we decide to take Greenland by force, we need to own Greenland. Apparently, a lot of people hate Americans now. I've been basically deemed a terror from my neighbors, of course. So, a tranny freak. Terrorists, whatever, you know, they're like, wow, Donald Trump's gonna, yeah, well, I voted. I'm a registered Republican, but I'm not a terrorist. I'm literally running AI, and you know what AI said? AI literally stated, quote unquote, people just make you crap up because they're angry. Oh, you transgendered people want to push your way. Not me. I'm trying to talk about prepping because we're really into hurting now. Now let me tell you why we're hurting. Okay, the American people need to realize that when it comes to prepping, it's not all peaches and cream. You see, the American people are panicking. And they see Venezuela. We just took Venezuela. And my stepbrother, oh, isn't that great? We got rid of something. Yeah, really? Yeah. And what happens if you get a support? We're taking Cuba? Oh, yeah, it's great. We took Cuba. Oh, yeah, it's great. Let me put it this way. Cuba, probably easy, okay. Colombia, we trained them. We gave them the military equipment. So Colombia knows what tactics the U.S. is going to do. Mexico's like, bring it on. Bring it on. Your puny country's got 1.3 million active soldiers currently, you know, sailors, airborne, etc., Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines. Mexicans, we can call in a backup, and we can, any Mexican that we need, we can basically quadruple it, 10 times it. We have 130 million population, that's what Mexico is going to say. And we're really ready to challenge your stupid little country that thinks you can invade Mexico. Canada's like, bring it on. We'll just call in NATO and basically sit there and be like, okay, you've dissolved the country because you want Canada. I mean, it's basically like a lot of people have said, and I don't want to piss off my cousin Dinky because this is not what I'm trying to say if she does watch this later. But a lot of Americans are literally thinking that the country is dead, or the only way we're going to revive it is if we go and basically march and take out Greenland and Canada and Colombia and Venezuela and all these countries and have North and South America ours and be like their land grab. But then we would have, as a lot of people don't like the brown people. So what's it going to be, right? I love all people. And to me, it's not right to turn around and literally say, we're going to take Mexico. Why? What did Mexico do? Oh, they have factories down there? Well, look, our jobs are down the toilet. Now, and my brother, oh yeah, he's got so many deals. We're going to get deals. Really? It's already 2026. Where's the deals? I mean, I'm not going to belittle my president. I won't. But I am going to belittle the people that sit there and say, oh, that's great. Really? It's great. Nice. It's really great. Excuse me while I turn the hood vent off. It's really great. Yeah, I am just happy that you all sit there and think it's great. I don't, because the Americans need to realize what they're getting themselves into. You see, the American people, they're tired. The American people, they're wore out. We've been in 1 year, and what do we get out of it, I mean, if you read Revelations, it shows a lot of crap coming down the pipe. A lot of crap coming down the pipe. And yet, a lot of people are like, oh, isn't he great? Really? Tell me how he's great right now. Because, frankly, I got family members worried like crazy. Yeah. I got family members worried. Yeah. I got family members worried. And then Chloe says to me, she's very cool. She said to me, to a point, she said, oh, Rita, did you see the price of ramen? It went up. Yeah, it went up fourfold because we're buying our wheat from other countries, and ramen went up. Now, my stepbrother, he'd be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be eating that crap. Well, guess what? You'll be happy to have rice when the time comes, because if you're not sitting there listening, I mean, right now, the ramen, I mean, my favorite flavors, sold out. They're all sold out right here. It says right here, your purchases 19 times. All the ramen just went up. Yeah. All the ramen went up. No. And how much is this? You get 22 count? Yeah. I mean, literally. So, all the ramen has gone up. Yeah. Everything has gone up. Now, let's look at it because wheat. Now, let's look up another brand. This is my brand. So what's my brand? My brand, oh yeah, look at that. That went up too. So you see, as a prepper, this is why we talk about these things. Most people say, oh, well, it's okay, right? Right, Rita, right? Yeah, if you want to pay for a boatload of pricing of food, and then you find out this is why you prep. I mean, you prep when you can prep. You don't sit there and prep because of it. I mean, literally, what are you doing? Yeah, it is because you, of course, are complaining about the price of food. And then they say, oh, I got a guy who's 2 doors down, biggest wiener in the world. He's like, oh yeah, price of eggs are so cheap. Really? So when basically you turn around and try pumping your car and you can't afford gas because of it, there's a problem. Wow. I mean, literally. The government, of course, there's a lot of people working under the table just to support themselves and not telling Uncle Sam because they're afraid. They're afraid that. But back to the thing. So what are we prepping for? We're prepping for food shortages. As long as we got basically disruptions, our ramen's going to go up. Anything that's basically requires flour is going to go up because we import our wheat. unless we decide to make wheat farm, we are literally importing. Now you can sit there and say, well, I don't give a damn about the price of wheat. All right, so you don't care about bread. You don't care about... So basically, when the farmers overpopulate certain animals, that's when the deals come on for chickens and stuff. Like this week, there's a deal on chickens at my local store. When that goes away, it may be a deal on pork or beef. But the point is a lot of people are looking at these prices and they're not buying. So then they turn around the store and say, oh, I need to have a deal. We're going to sell 2 for $5 on better cheddars. My brother was like, oh, I can't eat any more of those. Whatever. So you buy it, throw them in your cart. Next you know, you're pushing it out, and your freezer's full. You may have sausage heart, but at least you're eating, right? Protein. Fortunately, there's the problem with a lot of things in the world. A lot of people are turning around, and they're literally looking at cheaper alternatives for beef. I've been looking at beef myself at my stores off island. I live on island. And all the beef I've been buying in bulk is Australian. So I'm getting a better deal on Australian beef. But that's because apparently we're not seeing the farmers here give deals on their beef. Their beef, the other day, someone was talking about rib roast. Here, like American rib roast, right? Oh, God, this is the best, right? Everyone turned around, went off island, and got their deals on rib roast. The guy here, he turned around and said it was the biggest waste of bringing in rib roast. No one bought it. Why? Because it was $33 a pound. My rib roast was like $11. And then right after the New Year's sale, it was $9. You tell me, man. I mean, the point is, yes, I do have rib roast from time to time, but the point is Americans need to realize that we are in a trying time. And yet, we have problems, and people say, oh, well, we're so suffering, we need cheaper gas. Really? Really? So you're okay with invading Venezuela? You're okay with taking any oil country and submitting brown people to do your bidding because you need cheaper oil? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I'm not saying we're not doing this. It's just what I've been seeing and hearing from time to time. Unfortunately, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The other problem is a lot of people out there are complaining about their health care. We're 9 days into it. They're like, oh, well, the government's going to shut down. We got 9 bills to pass. 9. And I heard the military is going to be the last one because they don't want to fund military. They're like, if we shut down the military for next whatever, the president would just sit there and say, you Congress, you're not leaving. I'm locking the doors. You're going to pass it. And then when he doesn't like it, it'll be vetoed. I mean, I think he's basically, right now, a lot of Americans want the government to be funded except for the military, apparently. They just don't want their military to be funded for whatever reason. So, anyway, so back to the problems at hand. So, we are prepping for World War III. We're prepping for Civil War. World War III is including nuclear war. Now, I'm going to add something that AI basically talked to me last night about. A lot of you people out there don't talk about the big problem. My brother's like, oh, yeah, look at me, I'm the better one. Woo, woo, yeah. Fortunately, he's not better. You see, he's in the same boat as the rest of us. I'm on an island, okay? So, if you look at the demographics of where you live, you may basically see that if China and Russia wanted to work together, they could cripple this country easy. I'm not talking about nuclear war, all right? They could shut down, as my brother Ted always talks about being a former IT man. Oh, I can't live on peanuts. I can't live on peanuts. That's my stepbrother Ted. Anyways, I'm making fun of him now. Thing is there's 2 things that we don't talk about. One, nuclear side of things. I just bought some more potassium iodide tabs. Water purification tabs, more food. Food's getting harder to stock around here. We're rotating as fast as we can. We're eating down stuff. But food's going to get harder and harder to acquire. Yeah, that's one thing that you guys need to take an initiative. Stockpile. 2, a lot of people don't realize if something happens, you need some stuff for bartering. medicine, alcohol, bars of soap. I just bought some more soap recently, so probably got about 3 years supply of soap. But guess what? That can keep people clean. But you're sitting there, oh, well, that's not the point is this, or I want to say it in a way that, let's put it this way. China and Russia wanted to attack, okay? And they didn't want to use the nukes because that's mutual assured destruction or mad. They could do an EMP in the atmosphere, disabling most of the United States' power grids and electronics. Now, whatever is not plugged in would be fried out. So say stepbrother Ted's all his stuff gets fried out. Oh, I can't talk to my mom. I can't talk to my... I'd be the same. You see, they could sit there and say, well, we've been financing and giving money freely to Americans for years, and the Americans treating us like crap. Why should we do this? And they push a button. A, we could be cyber attacked, which most people don't think of. They're like, oh, we got the best one. But if we take Greenland, for example, we may lose our full intelligence community with the rest of the world because they won't share it with us because we decided Greenland's more important. Which means, what are we going to do? Are we going to start basically sharing intelligence and becoming powerful with South Korea, North Korea, and Hungary and the other places? I mean, that could happen, but will it? I mean, you got to ask yourself. The reason Greenland's so resource rich is because they have resources that can utilize for long-term batteries and other things. That's why they want it. But I mean, they can make a lease deal, but the lease deal probably won't happen. AI's like, more likely. He's changed his focus currently to Iran. So let's hope he. But that could blow up on his face too if he does that. So, yeah, just thought I'd share that with you because I think it's interesting to see what's going on. Yeah. So, yep. Has anyone ever looked at the Roku screen, the screensaver? It's interesting because it shows all these different movie themes in one. Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Yeah, anyways. So, anywho. Point is an EMP can wipe out everything, which means are you prepared just in case? For example, I don't think they would, but that is why you basically take some extra money from time to time, as I tell Chloe this all the time, and you don't focus on things that you want. You focus on things that you need. Like, I just want to outprice batteries again. I put an order in for some batteries. People say, oh, yeah, 30 batteries are good. What if I told you can get a 10-year lifespan and if you buy 800 AA batteries? 800 for a really good deal. Yeah, that is what you do. Now, you could sit there and say, oh, but why do I need 800? Well, maybe you don't, but it's better to have batteries on hand than not to, because one of the videos I watched today was basically stating, quote unquote, that we're going to have supply shortages soon. Not just on computers, but we're going to have supply shortage on everything. I mean, for example, Chloe said to me, oh, this ramen cup expires on your birthday. Good for me. Fortunately, the ramen cup for 12 of them right now are $20 a 12-pack. Because Chloe doesn't realize wheat just went up in price because they're tariffing us on importing wheat. Now, importing wheat. What's next? They're going to tariff us on every a little dog that's born every minute? Oh, yeah, look at him. Look at him. Isn't he so cute? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, hi. I see what you want. Yeah. So, I love this little guy with all my heart. He's got plenty of gravy bones. He gets plenty of cuddles and loves. The point is, we could have an EMP pulse before they decide to do a nuke. The EMP could be basically a shot across the bow saying, look, you turned around and you took, here's what I think could happen. They could turn around and do a shot across the bow, and they could turn around and EMP us to make a point. Well, look, we cut out your communications and your internet and your power. Now, since you sit there and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to take out Colombia, right? hypothetically, right? When we take Greenland, the entire world, NATO gets dissolved. World War III is going to be imminent. We will not realize if it's going to be nuclear or non-nuclear. We got to assume that China and Russia work together to EMP us because we took a country. Then after they EMP us, then you could see possibly China moving in to take Taiwan. Meanwhile, Russia could strengthen themselves to take out all the Soviet blocks they want, and they may send an armada over to Alaska just to be a pain in the butt and block Alaska as their own. But hypothetically, they won't. I hope. Unfortunately, those are scenarios that could play out. Meanwhile, you got the government already planning. If we don't do it the easy way, we're taking it the hard way. Really? And if any of you people sit there and say, oh, well, it's great that we're taking Greenland, ask yourself this question. Are you willing to basically see your economy usually go to Great Depression level? That's the other thing I want to talk about. Prepping for food, because this could turn to a Great Depression level. Are you willing to wake up in the morning finding out that we may have taken Greenland and EMP wiped out everything? And by the way, here's a theory that I ran through last night with AI. AI was teaching me something. I ran it through 3 different AIs. All said the same thing. That if an EMP happens and our power grid is completely wiped out, by the way, most of our electrical parts, China. Think about it. My brother Ted talked about this time and time again, but you guys used to, oh yeah, you guys got so comfortable with going to the store. Let me put it this way. I'm going to give you a scenario. This is a scary scenario. Say we take Greenland. Or say we take Iran first, because we want their oil, apparently. Okay, hypothetically. Russia is Iran's ally. Russia turns around, EMPs us, wiping our power grid out. First of all, they're without power. Most hospitals and grocery stores have about 3 days fuel supply for their generators. 48 to 72 hours, maximum 96. That goes with the sheriff. The sheriffs, the police departments, their communications, everything, about 96 hours. Now pay attention here. Meanwhile, EMP wipes out the power grids. You can't have garbage men working their job, taking the trash. The trash piles up. Now you got a health issue. Meanwhile, every store, picture this, we have 2 stores on the island, here in downtown where we live. There's one on the other side, and there's a little convenience store somewhere else, right? So let's just say 4 or 5 little stores. 3 of them are major grocery stores. Now, they only carry about 3 days of food. People will be picking their stores clean in panic mode. My brother will be like, oh yeah, that'll be great, yeah. Then what happens when he goes to the store is his mom. And there's nothing. Think about it. Family in Texas, nothing. Family in Ohio, nothing. Family in Oregon, nothing. Family in California, Sister Pee Wee's down there, nothing. Then what? Power grid's been shut down. They say within 1 year, if you can't restore the power grid, if an EMP hits, because we get all our parts from China and other countries we rely on because we don't make them ourselves, 90% of the population will die of starvation in the extreme weather, whether it be hot or cold. 90%. That's 90% of 340 million. Easy way to get rid of a country? Shut off the power grid, EMP them. Yeah. Why? Now, President could sit there and say, oh, I'm going to EMP China. China would be pissed. They'd fire nukes, I bet. Same with Russia. The thing is NATO has been built to protect each other, and we shouldn't be dissolving it by taking Greenland. But that could be the trigger. If that happens, are you prepared to wake up one morning in the middle of the morning, like Brother Ted, and finding out, oh, my furnace can't work, it won't fire up, because the furnace registry ain't working because, well, the computers aren't running to tell him how much gas he's used. So he's sitting there, the gas ain't working. You could shut off the pipes and everything, which could plug up and back up the, without, see here, we have propane. What happens if all the propane's used? Then what happens when the trucks can't get here to deliver more propane? What if the trucks can't run because of the grocery store? You shut down an EMP, it'll hit. If they hit it just right, they say it can disable the entire United States. What happens then? Hypothetically, or a cyber attack, which I hope it never does. It literally would cripple you all for prepping purposes. So what happens when you sit there and say, oh yeah, I'm good, and then you go to the store and you find you have nothing. Like 90% of Americans don't prep. They just sit there and say, oh, nothing's gonna happen. We live in a great country. And then something happens, and then you guys all die and go hungry. Right. So, anyways, you see where I'm going? My point is, are you prepped? EMP. They moved the doomsday clock to 89 seconds. Are you prepped? Or are you sitting there thinking, oh yeah, we'll just take our beloved, we'll just take Iran because, well, we need it. Really? So you're supporting that. That's amazing that you just think that. I mean, the entire world is going down the toilet because of it, and yet you guys have to sit there and think. Literally. I mean, I got a guy who says, oh, I support, really. So you support, so here's the question for you all, okay? All right, I want you to ask yourself something. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care if you voted for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. What I want to ask you is a serious question here. And that question is this. Are you prepared to see your food being shut off? Are you prepared to see panic in the street? Supposedly, allegedly, if we take... Oh yeah, I gotta make the bed today, apparently. Yes, that's another project I'm gonna do. Are you prepared? I mean, my sister doesn't support doing this. My sister's like, we do this, you better have enough beef in the freezer and potassium iodide tablets, because, I mean, shutting an EMP, shutting down, could shut our reactors down too. Our nuclear power grid too. They say the grid's connected to Canada. Canada would be hit. Think of how pissed off Canada would be. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Wow. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. A, are you prepped? Are you literally prepped? Do you have your supplies in order? Do you have extra batteries? Do you have first aid kits? Do you have your can opener? Do you have your cans? You could deplete your food just by eating 1 can of green beans a day. You could literally eat a can of green beans. If you have like cases of green beans, you could just sit there and deplete your cases of green beans. And corn. Doesn't matter. It's still food, right? But people say, oh, well, what? Thing is, you'll have to take sponge baths with cold water. Or you'll have to have a stove that heats it up. Without fuel, you better learn how to make your food. And you see a lot of people say, oh, well, I got dry beans, I'm good. Really? Do you have the cook stove? Because if you don't have the cook stove and you can buy those little mini cans propane, you're burning propane just enough to make beans. You'd have to soak your beans for a long time. Then you'd have to literally wait like Dick Prenicky and basically put his beans on his little stove, his cook stove, his wood stove, cook wood stove. I mean, also heated his cabin apparently. But you get the idea. Are we going to end up doing this? Possibly. Are we really going to? Maybe. I mean, the economy could tank too. I mean, think about it. We take Greenland, we say, oh, national security. And the country goes, oh, yeah, okay, national security. Here you go, sanctions. We're not buying any American crap. And then my brother's like, oh, well, that's where all the jobs come in. All of a sudden, he's sitting there on the bread line with everyone else because, yeah, think about it. He's sitting there on the bread lines because, well, I mean, we're coming down to the wire that I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not good. It is not good. I wake up in the morning and I say, what did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? Yeah. And so, it begins. I mean, think about it from my perspective. Think about it from your perspective. Think about it from everyone's perspective, people. You guys sit there and you complain, oh, your videos are too long. Or half of you complain my videos are too long. Half of you think I'm an idiot. And then the other half basically say when I do make a video, they're happy that I'm actually intelligent to give them something. And that's like, the point is, my friends, we're not out of the woods yet. I keep saying that. So I say check on Blue Sky. Check on other places. The point is, we got a network of small people, but we need to get this channel to grow. The reason I'm not doing this often is because there's people out there. There's people that say, oh, well, you don't have 5 million subscribers. What's the point of listening to you? Well, what's the point of listening to me? Well, you can go and listen to a craphead, a craphead, a craphead, or a craphead. But has any of these crapheads come out and tell you specifically we could have an EMP that could wipe us out? Or are you sitting there, oh, this guy's great, he's offering a free generator. Oh, I didn't win the generator. The next week, oh, this guy's so great, I'm getting a free water purification. Oh, I didn't win it. I mean, look, I'm not out to give people prizes. I'm here to tell the truth, and the truth hurts. And the truth is, unless we prep properly, we're all going to be freaking screwed. Power goes out, there's going to be rioting in the streets. I mean, literally. I mean, that's why people say, oh, well, you need this and you need really. So, did you know if you take a EcoFlow or a Jackery and you plug it into a freezer, that freezer will only stay cold for 45 minutes? Yeah. You'd have to use one of those specialty coolers like Iceco or the EcoFlow Glacier. Brother Ted doesn't know about that. And you can run it on a battery for about 40 hours per block charge. But you'd have to have a way to charge it. So every 40 hours, so a day and a half, you'd have to recharge your freezer. And that would keep your meat cold long enough for you to eat it down. But even if you have an EcoFlow Glacier, how are you going to run the damn thing if you don't have any or cook the meats if you don't have a stove for it? That's the other thing. People need to realize you can either use sterno or as an emergency use a little one-burner propane stove, which you better have a 5-gallon tank. And in apartment complexes, that's where you get a lot of complicated issues. Yeah. So to me, you can eat your canned goods, green beans and corn and carrots and stuff from the can and not needing to heat it up. I've eaten soups that were cold, let me tell you. Except that's why you only buy stuff that you can eat cold. That's the other prepping tool I was going to tell you about. You don't buy something like 5 cases of cream of chicken soup. You need milk. You don't buy 5 cases of cream of mushroom soup. You know what? You just eat the entire mushroom context without water. You can use water, but you see where I'm going with this, right? So, the point is, my friends, we're not out of the woods yet. So, I got stuff to do today. I got to make the bed. I got to get the garbage out again. I got to get prepped for the future. The economy, I should go over the prepping list again, too, to make sure we have everything we need. Just in case. Because, frankly, this is not the time to panic. This is the time to invest. 2026 is here. Yeah. And this is really getting bad. You preppers out there, you're like, oh, yeah, we gotta prep because the Democrats are going to take us. We're going to be taken out. All of a sudden, you relax yourself. You're like buying high-end equipment. All of a sudden, you hear Venezuela, and you're like, woo, woo, dog, the price of fuel's going down, woo, doggy. And all of a sudden you hear Venezuela's taken. Then you hear, oh, yeah, we'll take care of Iran. But a lot of you don't want Iran. Because what is it? You look and connect the dots. Every place he wants is oil. We take oil. China, all they can do is control the computer chip companies and factories. What are we going to do? We'll put Intel in every state, every red state that allows the Intel to be there to make more computer chips. You still need some of the parts to be made from importing certain parts to do it. So Intel would still be hurting. And I mean, look, Intel and AMD have been duking it out for years, but AMD is getting pretty damn competitive, and they're getting really better. Fortunately, a lot of people You have gamers and AMD. Intel is for whatever. I, on the other hand, I like AMD myself. But thing is, if China decided to take Taiwan, it's game over. And that means that right now, if we have the New START treaty dissolves, we can build as many nuclear missiles and bombs as we want without regulations. And then the economy would tank anyways due to the fact that if we take Greenland, we take Iran, the economy can tank. If we take Greenland, the economy would tank. We would be living in a Great Depression, possibly. And that is why I'm asking you all, are you, quote, unquote, prepared? I mean, think about it. You guys sit there and say, oh, you're an idiot. Really, I'm proud to be an idiot then, because frankly, this is the stuff that you got to think about. The EMP. If they used an EMP instead of a nuclear. My brother, you were like, oh, the government's just got to back up and running. Really? So China goes and EMPs us and says, oh, you took Greenland. Well, you took Greenland and you're under a power grid. We wiped out your power grid from America and Canada. We took Taiwan. So you can have Greenland, and you can take all the oil countries, but we have the computer chips. Or they can just sit there and say, oh, well, I'm sorry. We're not going to help you because you took Greenland. But we make all the parts that you need for your power grid. And since you basically decided to take and annex Greenland, we just decided to annex your power grid and say, and give the middle finger. I mean, that could happen. I mean, we really don't realize what's coming down the pipe. But we have to assume everything. And I've been working on reading more survival books, EMP stuff. I mean, a lot of people, they're glued to their phones. They wouldn't even know if an EMP hit and their power grid went down permanently. Yeah. And then, I mean, Americans sit there, oh, yeah, we'll just do that to China first, really. An EMP is the last resort. Yeah, the EMP would be a last resort. And I think an EMP would only be done if we decided to take on an allies country like Denmark. Yeah. However, the United States would basically be isolated for the rest of its life, and then jobs won't come back, and then the country would go into a depression, and most of you would be going hungry. Probably me too, eventually, but you get the idea. We'd all die of something, probably because of it. And all you people out there are like, oh yeah, well, that won't happen, really. Think about it. Grocery stores have 3 days of food. If everyone picked it clean within 4 hours, what would you have? You'd sit there at home being like, the grocery stores will be replaced tomorrow. Meanwhile, countries can turn around and say, well, you took Greenland. We're not providing fuel for you because we have to have someone refine the fuel and bring it to us. So what would happen? We'd have to find a way to build refineries. In the end, we would be cut off of fuel, parts, crap from China, electronics. Everything would stop. We'd be coming to a grinding halt within a day. The time is now to prep, people. I've been telling you this for months. The time is now. When Mama Fanny was alive, Sister Fanny, Mama Fanny, she said crap was going to hit the fan. Well, I already gave you guys the news. She passed away, but her spirit lives on. So you better follow Mama Fanny's advice and start prepping like you have a pair of people, because it's not getting any easier. It is getting worse and worse and worse before it gets better. So, with that said, everyone, I hope you all understand that we are, see, Brother Ted's basically at his mom's for a free dinner tonight. Oh, look at me, Omaha steak and carrots, woo! Yeah, tell your mom basically doesn't have the money to pay for it because you're sitting enjoying a free loading meal while everyone else is looking to prep. By the way, let him basically freeload off his mom. We have some real problems here, and that is you guys need to prep. Yeah, because it isn't going to get any easier. And so, that's all she wrote. So, if you like my channel, or whatnot, give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like. Please leave comments, because frankly, I would really love to hear a comment with you all on what you think is going to happen. Because, I mean, one of my old moderators, Tildor, once said that a black swan like the banking collapse, we may see not just a Great Depression, but a third global war. And that global war could be against the United States. And I don't really want to see anyone in the United States be attacked because of whatever reason. But that's just my opinion. So, with that said, everyone, I'm going to take my leave. I'll continue to keep you guys updated. Remember, I said this a while ago, World War III, that's one of the reasons why we're prepping. Civil War is just on the back burner. We're prepping for tariffs. We're prepping for World War III. We're prepping for sanctions. We're prepping for a lot. Because apparently the American people are seeing high prices. Seeing food prices go up. Seeing that what we import is going to get harder and harder. We may just need to rely on our resources we have. So, with that said, just stay safe, everyone. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe buttons. Hold some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your service dogs, even your bunnies, if you have one. Poor little Ebony. Anyways, he hit the Rainbow Bridge. So, thanks for watching, everyone. God bless you. And just remember.